In the heart of Africa's vast wilderness, where the rulers of nature still hide in the shadows, a rare species of lion lived quietly and secretly for decades. A lion with a mane as black as the night, like a phantom among the big cats. The Ethiopian black-maned lion. But were these lions nothing more than a legend? For a long time, many believed that such a lion had gone extinct in the wild, until one day, by pure chance, one of these incredibly rare lions appeared in front of a wildlife camera. Today, we're going to cross over into the unknown, where reality and imagination intertwine, and delve into the story of the Ethiopian black-maned lion, a story that defied all expectations and made people believe in the unexpected once again. So stay with me until the end of this video as we journey deep into East Africa, far beyond the paths that people usually travel. A place where the desert gives way to rugged mountains and tangled forests. One of the harshest yet most astonishing places on Earth exists there. The Bale Mountains National Park in Ethiopia. A place where most of the elevations range from about 3,000 to 4,000 meters, or in other words, 10,000 to 13,000 feet. It's one of the highest and coldest regions in Ethiopia. Here, it's as if time has forgotten this place. Humans rarely set foot here. In this region, people seldom tread, and nature follows its own path without interference. But in this region, Ethiopian wolves, caracal wildcats, and many native birds all live side by side, each playing a role in the unique ecosystem of this area. However, in ancient times, a great pride of lions were the absolute rulers of this land. In fact, the Ethiopian lion was once the undisputed king of this region. This wild predator is a bit smaller than the lions of the African savanna, but its body is more muscular, more robust, and it has a broader bone structure. One of its unique features is its two-toned mane. Usually, the manes of Ethiopian male lions have a black border, and in the middle it's a light golden color. This is true for both the males and the females. They have a thick coat with a golden hue. This reflects the sunlight and makes them look very dignified and majestic. But people thought this group had gone extinct because over time, due to excessive hunting and the decline of large prey, they had disappeared. But later, everything changed. Let's first go to a remote and completely different area from the Bale Mountains National Park, where the Ethiopian maned lions were first officially spotted and documented. In 2016, a team led by Professor Hans Bauer from Oxford University, in collaboration with researchers from Harvard University and the Born Free Foundation, in Alatash National Park, in the northwest of Ethiopia near the Sudanese border, they organized a research expedition to study the native species. So, they set up night vision cameras and saw tracks that looked a lot like those of big cats. On one hand, they were scared, but on the other hand, they were really excited because there was a chance that a species they thought was extinct might still be alive. But it didn't take long before they identified about 50 to 100 Ethiopian lions with semi-dark manes. They identified them. Previously, these lions had only been seen in zoos, but now, in the wild, they were alive and well. But the story didn't end there. A year later, in 2017, Professor Keegan Skirchiglu, an ornithologist from the University of Utah and a National Geographic explorer, got involved. This time, the expedition took place in Bale Mountains National Park in southeastern Ethiopia, which, as I mentioned, is a completely different and unrelated area, far from Alatash National Park. In fact, Professor Keegan Skirchiglu and his research team had gone to Bale Mountains National Park to study the effects of climate change on the region's birds. After months of staying in that harsh wilderness, enduring cold nights, exhausting days, and hours spent observing the behavior of different birds, just like what usually happens on trips to remote places, while they weren't expecting it at all, something surprising happened. On one of those nights, far from civilization and in an unsettling silence, suddenly, the jungle filled with a strange noise, a sound familiar, but not there. the professor and his team followed the sound. They found an Ethiopian lion. They came face to face with it. The lion's mane was about 90% black, a true marvel right before their eyes. You should know that African lions usually have golden, brown, or reddish manes, but this one had a mane that was completely black and thick. It was as if it had been carved out of the darkness of the mountains. They took 15 photos of it and recorded a short video. But of course, not all the photos are available online due to copyright issues. Only a few of them have been published. But what makes this lion so special? Ethiopian lions have thicker manes, which isn't just a physical trait. It's actually an adaptation to the cold environment. On the other hand, a lion's mane isn't just for decoration. It's a sign of their strength, health, and social status. A darker mane is usually a sign of higher testosterone, greater success in mating, and better health. But evolution and natural selection rarely allow a lion's mane to become completely black, which is why a lion with an entirely black mane, without that usual golden section, is very strange. For scientists, this absence of the typical golden part is really puzzling. Of course, they suspect that this black color might be a sign that it might be a different subspecies, genetically separated from other lions. On the other hand, this discovery also led to a theory that perhaps in cold, dense forests, lions with darker manes blend in better with the environment, since the mane both protects them from the cold and helps them camouflage more effectively. But the issue isn't just the color of the mane. The main question is how such a lion was spotted in Bale Mountains National Park, especially considering that just the year before, a population of black-maned lions had only recently been discovered in a completely different place. For years, everyone thought Ethiopian lions had disappeared forever, but now an even rarer lion with a 90% black mane had appeared in front of the camera lens. But things get even stranger when you realize this area isn't untouched. It's not uninhabited. This is a route for nomads who travel every year in search of fresh pastures. And sometimes they enter the territory of this very black-maned lion. These encounters between humans and wildlife have always been full of danger and mystery. But it's interesting to know that in local culture, stories are passed down about a powerful and extraordinary lion. A lion that, in a way, represents the spirit of nature. Now, this lion has stepped out of legend and actually exists. You should know that this lion was only seen that one time in 2017, and its images were recorded. And now, we don't know what condition that lion is in. But right here, another question comes up. If a lion with a 90% black mane exists, then it's possible that a completely black lion could exist too. The reality is that experts believe the likelihood of a completely black lion is very low, because there's no evidence of melanism or the production. An excess of melanin, which refers to a dark pigment, hasn't been observed in lions before. Of course, this genetic condition has been seen in animals like leopards and jaguars, but not in lions. So, from a purely biological standpoint, the existence of a completely black lion in the wild natural world is pretty much impossible. And the unique Ethiopian black-maned lion is an exceptional case that has truly become a reality. In fact, it's the closest thing nature has ever created to a living legend of the mythical black lion. But in my opinion, the black-maned lion is a sign. It shows just how much there still is that we don't know. Maybe even thousands of years from now, we'll still be just as amazed. When a new secret emerges from the heart of nature, now you tell me, do you think the Yarsia lions are the result of a genetic mutation, or are we dealing with a brand new subspecies? Be sure to write your opinion in the comments and tell us which part of the story you liked the most. Nature is full of mysteries and wonders, an endless dance between what we know and the things we have yet to discover. For thousands of years, humans have tried to unravel the mysteries of nature and categorize everything. But even though every day we take another step toward understanding our surroundings, nature still throws a new mystery in our path. I think there are still wonders out there waiting to be discovered.